welcome everybody. Holding It Down is back after a brief hiatus. I am Henri. This is my partner in crime here.
Devin.
Alright, so we're back and
Back and better than ever.
back and better than ever. So let's start off today with a little Ray Rice action. Ray Rice has been in the media obviously just recently and in the past several months or so for the alleged battering, if you will, of his wife in this elevator. We're not sure what happened in the elevator. I wasn't there. Ray Rice was there and his wife was there. I'm not even sure if she remembers what happened.
Not from the video.
But he got a 2-game suspension. Roger Goodell. However, his letter was very stern. The letter was like very strong. You almost feel that after reading the letter that he wrote to Ray Rice, that it would have been more than a 2-game suspension. But it's 2-game suspension. I think it's 2 games on the basis of just misconduct. Because I don't think there's any evidence. I think what also helped Ray Rice is that his wife went with him to meet with Commissioner Goodell.
And she begged and...
Correct. I think otherwise, if the situation was in a different light where she was not standing by his side, they probably would have made an example out of Ray Rice. He probably would have brought the hammer down on him.
And, I mean, but also you got to remember, there was no charges filed.
This is also true. There were no charges filed.
She didn't press no charges.
Right.
She said they both were drinking or whatever, and
Correct.
Things got escalated and.
Right, and like I said, we don't know what happened in this elevator. Apparently, Roger Goodell knows what happened in the elevator. I don't know.
I would hope so.
She probably told him. From what I'm to understand, from stuff I've heard, whatever the altercation was about, she said something. She attacked him, or he, I guess, quote unquote, defended himself, and her head hit against something, and then she was unconscious. And granted, and of course, we all have the video of what happened after they're coming out of the elevator. And the bad part about it is that he doesn't make any attempt to make it seem like he did this by accident. Like, he's just like, she's like dragging her on the ground, like
caveman style, yo.
He's Ray Rice. He's a running back in the National Football League, like, and he's got weight on her. And he's not even a big dude. So he's already strong. He could probably lift her up and carry her over his shoulder with no problem.
Yes.
So I don't understand why he's dragging her on the ground like this is like the 5th century. Like, I don't understand. Like, I don't get it. Like, I just don't understand. He didn't. That's the part of the situation that he didn't handle very well. Like,
just that part. Just that part.
Well, forget about what happened before that. But this is just what everybody can see. So I don't know if And speaking of which, are there not cameras inside elevators? I thought there were cameras inside elevators. But I guess for the purpose of investigation, I guess that's technically evidence.
Yeah.
So I guess that's kind of stuff wouldn't be released to the public. But I don't know. He just didn't handle this well.
No, I love though more than that. I love how his teammates and everyone is coming to his I don't say rescue, but they come to his defense.
They come to his defense, yes.
And they say, "Oh, Ray's such a nice guy. Such a great guy. Like, wow. Like, so what? 10 minutes, 15 minutes, however long, whatever happened, whatever. Right. He's blacked out, whatever. Became a bad guy.
Yeah.
So pretty much like OJ, whatever. He was a great guy,
right,
but had one bad moment. Like, being a great guy, you're not a great guy if you do that, though. Right?
No, exactly.
Whatever you did, whatever happened in it, we don't know. But
that eclipses anything.
Exactly. That's it. No more.
I don't care how.
No more.
Because if you look at Jay-Z, okay, now Solange beat that dude up in the elevator, which we have footage of, by the way, inside the elevator, and he didn't.
He took it.
Now he took it, and that's what you're supposed to do. Now, granted, his wife is in there, her sister is in there. He can't do anything, but even if she wasn't, I don't think he would have.
Yeah. Just
because you just gotta know that you're always being watched. You're Jay-Z. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't, as a man, That's your only option. You got one option. Is to just take it and just defend yourself
Just
the best way
deflect,
possible.
yo.
That's all he was doing.
You know?
He's like, yo,
Chill.
get out of here. Like, that's all you can do. That's your defense. That's your only defense, and that's your only option.
Yeah.
Now, like I said, Ray Rice didn't handle anything about the situation good whatsoever. We don't know what happened inside the elevator. All we can see is what happened outside the elevator, him dragging his wife around like he's a caveman, like you said.
That nouveau shell him came out, yo. What? Boom. Bang.
And then John Harbaugh came out, the coach for the Baltimore Ravens, just is like, oh, you know, pretty much just very dismissive. Like, oh, this is not a big deal. And you know what? That kills me
He's a
because
good guy, yo.
it isn't just beating that point home, and it kills me because the innuendo, I guess, around all of this is domestic violence. It's just whether or not we know what happened for sure. That's the theme. That's the overall umbrella over the situation, is that it's just could be related to domestic violence, and which is a big problem here. It's just a big problem everywhere, regardless. And you can't just like sweep that under the rug. Everybody's so dismissive, like that isn't on the table whatsoever. Like I don't know.
And the thing to me is, it's amazing that, you know, Roger Goodell, how he's so, like, any other issue he deals with, you know, whether it's DUI.
Oh, he's bringing the hammer down.
Yo,
DUI, marijuana, forget about it. If you got 2 ounces on you, 4-game suspension, bam.
Yo, freaking Robert Mathis, whatever, he freaking got, I don't know, was he on a drug test? Was he on a drug test, whatever? He got caught.
He got
caught with,
what's
the name?
The PEDs and the...
The birth control, not birth
control. Oh, yes.
He went to help get his wife pregnant and
correct.
everything. So, what is that even called?
And he said he didn't know.
Yeah, exactly.
4-game suspension, bam.
But, like, there's previous cases where, you know, he'll come hard or whatever, and then the player unit come and help out the player, like, we'll appeal this, we'll bring it down. Like, Big Ben had his thing a few years ago.
Yes.
From 6 games to 4 games, whatever.
Yes.
I think Max is appealing his too, whatever.
He's probably appealing as well.
But, I mean, he normally comes in hard, and then, you know, players unit or the player will appeal. Yeah. Oh, that was totally, no, you can't appeal that.
You can't.
You can't appeal no one in.
Yeah.
But, no, you could appeal it, you know, after a lengthy, decent suspension. But 2 games, I mean.
2 games.
That's just like,
you know, may have beat up your wife in this elevator. 2-game suspension. Marijuana, 4 games.
Someone,
mandatory.
I read someone said, someone said, yeah, it's okay to, you know, knock out your wife, but you know you can't knock up your wife, whatever. You know, like,
you can't smoke weed, but you can beat up your wife. Forget it. That's
amazing.
We're good to go on that, right?
And then,
I don't understand.
And then, you know, the season begins September. You know, a whole the big celebration and everything, whatever. Yep. And then next month, October, is breast cancer month. So the whole month is celebrating, not celebrating, but you know, the whole month
they
is
wear
promoting.
The pink and they wear
exactly,
the
they're wearing this and everything, getting checked, all that other stuff. You're wearing pink and and it's just it's funny too. I think also October is also domestic violence month too. So you wear pink, you wear purple for domestic violence.
My God.
Could be November, but I think it's around October, November too. But that's great.
We're gonna go ahead with this is it's another black eye, quote unquote.
Are we in agreement
for the? Oh, did that just happen?
That's kind of.
That's rare.
Yeah.
You can chalk this up. You can highlight this, star it, favorite it. I think for the first time we've officially agreed on something the whole way through, which doesn't happen on Holding It Down. But
or Roger's fault.
It is Roger's fault. This is all Roger's fault, by the way. And this is somewhat of another black eye for the NFL because, you know, Josh Gordon's missing a year because he failed another drug test and he can't put the weed down. And Ray Rice, allegedly or not allegedly, beats up his wife in an elevator and gets a 2-game suspension. So, I guess another thing that helped Ray Rice is that he has no
priors.
He's got no priors. So I guess that.
What's that mean? though? No priors.
I guess you know what in
OJ had no priors.
See, but that's different.
What?
I don't. Oh gosh.
What's no priors mean? What you do, you did it. I mean,
I suppose, but just like in a lot of states, just like real laws, a lot of states got the 3 strikes. You know, you can get.
Okay, can that come to some place when like you're dealing with someone who's done other crimes like 1 or 2 or
yeah. Nonetheless, I think this is one of those situations where something has to give with the policies.
Did Chris Brown have priors?
Oh boy, we we don't got footage of anything what happened there. We don't know what happened. We don't know who hit who. But once again, you're a man. You can't put your hands on a woman. That is the bottom line. That is the moral of this holding it down video.
She's Asian too, so she's got some mouth on her.
Yeah, you know she does. She's Koreana's West Indian. She's Caribbean. She probably said all kind of craziness inside that car. But that's not the point. Exactly. Probably put her finger on his face. That's not the point. The point is that you can't do that. You can't wild out on a female. You can't beat her up in the car. You can't beat her up in the elevator. You just can't do these things. And I just think that this is, you know, if this gets any more steam, you know, if some women's activist gets a hold of this, and it's just bad news for the NFL, which is what we don't need. We don't need bad news for the NFL, especially with the season right around the corner. But I don't know. I think this is going to be lesson learned. Hopefully, something happens going forward where, like I said before, there's got to be some sort of change to the policies. Something's got to give with the policies, and I don't know where it is. But you know what? Once again, that starts and ends with Roger Goodell. Yep. He is the judge. He's the jury. He's the executioner.
It's funny, like you know, our boy Tim, whatever. He refers to me as, you know, I'm a supporter of the Shield, I guess. No, I'm always in support of Goodell. I mean, I don't see it, but the only issue I have with him, really, I mean, he's doing a great job as long as he's been here.
Yeah, I'll agree with that.
But he likes to judge every case on a case by case basis.
Yeah.
So like, I mean, it's good and all, because you know you're giving each case a different, you know, look, and you're making sure everything is fair and even and everything. Right. But nothing is the same. I mean, and you can't just say, you know, okay, this is 4 games, this is 2 games, this is 6 games. You can't. Correct. Players want everything to be even and equal.
Even Steven. You want consistency. So, everybody wants consistency. They want even Steven.
Yes, exactly.
But such is not the case. Well, he's doing a good job, but Commissioner Judge Roger Goodell is taking one on the chin here again in the case of the Ray Rice situation.
But I mean, that whole judge and jury, that's for all commissioners, though. Like, you know, it just happens to be that he's the one who's doing more than other commissioners.
It's prominent because a lot of people are in trouble in the NFL, and he's levying out suspensions left and right because guys are always in trouble. Guys just seem to want to violate the rules left and right, like they don't know what the rules are, like they're just playing stupid. I don't understand. But correct, and you know, he has to levy out more and he has to judge more, but like I said, he's done a good job, and I've got no problems with it. It's just certain things like this. Not that I necessarily disagree with the 2-game suspension, because once again, Ray Rice wasn't convicted of anything because his wife didn't press any charges. But where does that rabbit hole end? You know, is that just a cover up between the two of them? You know, just.
But I mean, again, even with that, there's been other cases where players haven't been convicted of something in the court of law.
Barry Bonds.
But still, well, I mean, not even just they haven't been convicted of something, but still got punished. You know, in the league. So I mean,
he's got an asterisk next to his home run record. Nonetheless, holding it down. Ray Rice, 2-game suspension. Barry Bonds.
That's not today's birthday too, I think.
Is it really?
Today or yesterday? One of these 2 days it was. He turned 50.
Wow, 50. Barry Bonds. Happy birthday to Barry Bonds.
Yeah.
He was great. He was a Hall of Fame before he started taking steroids.
Definitely.
Nonetheless, holding it down. Another video, another NFL video. Plenty more to come. Plenty more NFL videos to come. We've got some great stuff along the way, down the pipe. But join us in the discussion. Why don't you? Like it, dislike it. It really doesn't matter. Leave a comment. Leave a comment. We can just keep the discussion going. You know, we keep the discussion going.
Or in the next video, we'll talk about it.
That's right. And you know what? If you have a comment, you have a question, you have something to say, get off your chest, put it down in the comments, and we'll address it in the next video. That's it. Holding it down.